There's a reason I wrote my book, White Fear. As you have the browning of America, as you've had the browning of Europe, what we are dealing with right now on immigration, Europe has been dealing with the last 10 to 15 years. We have seen in Italy, in Germany, in France, in several different countries, how they have been pushing back against immigration because, frankly, their white birth rates have been going down. Well, the bottom line is you need people. So this notion of great replacement theory. So what is now happening? You're now seeing these countries now shift to these far-right candidates, these fascist candidates who are using the rhetoric of nationalism, the exact same thing Donald Trump uses, the exact same thing the Republican Party uses, because what they are scared to death, they're scared to death of white people losing power, losing control. And so how do those white voters, what do? They coalesce around their candidates and they're voting in their numbers. I keep telling black people, let me be real clear. These white folks are holding on to this thing as long as they can. You are seeing the enthusiasm on their side. And again, I get folks out there saying, well, we haven't gotten this and gotten that. Let me be real clear. That's not a damn thing that black people say they want. And Greg, I saw this thread you were on a little bit earlier and this fool was just talking. Let me be real clear, everybody watching. There's not a damn thing you want that the right is gonna give you. Not one of them. Not one of them.
That's right.
Not one. All y'all folk who reparations, there is not a single Republican who supports reparations. Not one. So I can guarantee you they're gonna make sure that never happens. Okay, let's just be real clear. You ain't even gonna get a study. You can forget HR 40. That ain't even go. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee told me when I was in Texas, they have 217 co-sponsors for HR 40. Not one of them a Republican. Hello, they win the House, you can hang that up. And so we can go on and on and on. And so for the people sitting at home who are saying, yeah, man, I'm gonna sit this one out. Okay, but let me tell you right now, go ahead and write it down. Roland Martin said at 7-11 on October 13th, 2022, you ain't getting shit if the Republicans take control of the House and the Senate. Nothing. Greg, go ahead.
I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, in order to get reparations, and we've got a board meeting coming up, the National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America. I'm on that board. In order to get reparations, you have to have a functioning government. You have to have a functioning government. These white boys getting ready to break this thing. I'm not saying in the long arc of world history that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I am saying that they're getting ready to break it. And this isn't about facts. This isn't about logic or arguments. W.E.B. Du Bois, who had done the Atlanta University studies for the better part of a decade in Atlanta, before in 1906, September 1906, they lynched a brother and put his knuckles on display in a butcher shop in downtown Atlanta before they came out to go over the hill and kill everybody on the Atlanta University Center Hill till black folks came with them guns and said, bring it, let's dance. Du Bois after that said, I thought the world was thinking wrong about race. But what he realized was you can't win arguments with people who are locked in ideology. So you just heard Dr. Carter lay it out and Brother Walker lay it out. When you start talking about ideological wars, we are in a knockdown, drag-out fight. And by a knockdown, drag-out fight, I'm saying that, you know, there have been some recent polls since this summer, since the January 6th commission has been meeting, that show that the voters who reply to the questions of how are you influenced by all this footage and all these hearings, they are relatively unswayed. This isn't about logic. Mandela Barnes should punch that ghoul Ron Johnson straight in the face when he starts talking about crime, since he voted against at least $50 billion in federal dollars, including millions that were coming to Milwaukee, including some money to hire about 60 more cops in Milwaukee. But the facts don't matter, because these people realize, as you say, Roland, and as you've written in White Fear, it's rule or ruin. So what are we facing? What are we seeing today? Donald Trump said today, after they voted to subpoena him, he's floated the idea, I'd like to testify as long as it's live. I hope he does testify. And now, of course, his lawyers are trying to tell him, don't do that, we can drag it out. But see, here's why Donald Trump wants to testify. That's what people are missing. He wants to testify because he understands that his followers, and he didn't create this, as Torrance said, he has inherited this. His followers don't care about facts. He's their avatar. He's the avatar of the moment of white supremacy. He wants to testify live so he can rally the base, so they can get a brain dead man in Georgia who just told another damn joke about having sex and getting cows pregnant with chinless Tom Cotton standing behind him in the United States Senate. He wants to testify live because he understands while we talking about facts, they talking about power. These are two different things. Finally, the Supreme Court today, this afternoon, rejected Trump's attempt to overturn, in their appeal, to overturn the 11th Circuit's prohibition for them being able to go in and get these documents by declassifying the documents. Now, Clarence Thomas couldn't save him. But what the Supreme Court is facing right now is a crisis of legitimacy. Because never forget, as you say, we would have been shot. But let's be very clear. In 2000, when Jeb Bush and the Florida legislature stole the election of 2000, people in the United States Congress, Congressional Black Caucus, couldn't get one co-signature from the United States Senate to put that into the Senate to stop, to require Florida to continue to count the votes. Bush versus Gore was about stopping the count in Florida. And remember John Roberts and all them boys, Kavanaugh, they were lawyers at the time on the side of Bush's people in Florida. Why am I bringing it up today? Everybody should be paying attention to this case that's coming before the Supreme Court. And you've been talking about it, Roland, Moore versus Harper, the independent state legislature theory.
Yep.
They are setting it up so that, and I know you're going to talk to these folks who are organizing poll watchers, they're setting it up so it's not just secretaries of state that will give the election to the white nationalists if they lose. They are training poll workers now, not poll watchers. I'm talking about the people when you come up to vote, they're training the people who are going to look down in the book and match your name.
Yep.
And if the legislature if you still can't stop, if you still win the popular vote, Moore versus Harper, the Supreme Court's getting ready to tell you that I don't give a damn if you win Georgia by 1 million votes. If the legislature is run by the White Nationalist Party, they can set it aside, baby. They're getting ready to break this. And when they break it, it's not going to be put back together. Because when you look at Joe Biden, he just released his regular, the president has to put this national security report out every year. The biggest threat, they say, is Russia and China. Well, guess what? While this is going on in the United States, the rest of the world has moved on. And the only thing they want from the United States is cheap goods, continue to stabilize the dollar. And when you implode, we'll just pick off what's left. Nobody's going to weep for this country. It won't just be us not weeping. It's going to be the world not weeping. But these white boys getting ready to break it, Roland.
I keep warning folks, so y'all sit here and play around with this election and don't show up. I'm telling you, white, maggot Republicans, I said that for a reason. Those MAGA folks, they will be voting. Early voting on election day. And so on November 9th, I don't want to hear folk go, oh my goodness, what happened? Because we told you what's going on. There are 27 days. And I'm telling you right now, Pennsylvania, y'all better make sure Fetterman wins. North Carolina, black folks, y'all should be lining up for Sherry Beasley. Florida, you should be lining up for Val Demings. Because Marco Rubio don't give a damn about you. I'm telling you, Ron Johnson is in Putin's pocket. That man is one of the most, and he is a liar. He has said stuff privately, oh, election was fair, but publicly, he kisses Trump's ass so much, literally, his head is far up Trump's butt than Lou Dobbs is. I'm telling y'all, what these people have planned has nothing to do with Black America. And y'all can holler, oh, you've been the Democratic shield. Y'all, is two damn choices. And I'm telling you, the right folks, the white right folks, they don't give a damn about us. They got a black man running in Michigan who says Niambi shouldn't be voting because she a woman.
That's right.
Yep.
Do y'all understand what's going on? They got no problem with a 10-year-old girl getting raped or or getting pregnant because of incest. Said, no, you got to have a baby. We're going to show you one of the ads out of Texas, how they're combating that in our next segment. But folks, I'm just trying to warn y'all right now. The agenda that they have, that they are trying to execute, is absolutely an anti-black agenda. It don't matter if they even got a black face running. Herschel Walker, Burgess Owen, Byron Donalds. I'm telling y'all what's happened.
All right, folks, back to our Road Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment.
When we invest in ourselves, our glow, our vision, our vibe, we all shine. Together, we are black beyond measure.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Oh, no punches!
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?